Who were the key leaders of the American Civil War? We will first take a look at the key leaders that represent the Confederacy. The first Confederate leader that I will identify is Jefferson Davis. Jefferson Davis was born June 3, 1808 in Kentucky. He attended West Point and served in the military during the Mexican-American War. Jefferson Davis became the President of the Confederate States during the entire Civil War. After the war ended in 1865, he was captured and spent 2 years in prison. Robert E. Lee was born on January 19, 1807 in Virginia. He also went to West Point. He also served in the Mexican-American War. Robert E. Lee was asked by Abraham Lincoln to command the Union Army once the Civil War began. Lee did not accept Lincoln's request, but instead decided to join the Confederacy once his home state of Virginia decided to secede from the Union. He was made commander of the Army of Northern Virginia. Lee won many early battles for the Confederacy, but eventually ran out of luck. Robert E. Lee surrendered to Ulysses S. Grant, who we will talk about later, at the Appomattox Courthouse in April of 1865. The last Confederate leader to discuss is Thomas Stonewall Jackson. Jackson was born January 21, 1825 in Virginia. He also went to West Point and served in Mexican-American War. At the outbreak of the Civil War, Jackson was made a commander in the Confederate Army. He received his nickname Stonewall after the first battle of Bull Run, where an onlooker said he stood like a stone wall. The name stuck, and now he is known as Thomas Stonewall Jackson. Jackson was a very successful leader. He died before the end of the war after contracting pneumonia. He died on May 10, 1863. Now it is time to discuss the key leaders that represent the Union side of the American Civil War. The first Union leader to discuss is Abraham Lincoln. Lincoln was born on February 12, 1809 in Kentucky, a slave state. He and his family later moved to Illinois, a free state. Once Lincoln grew up, he became a lawyer and went on to become a congressman. In 1860, Lincoln decided to run for President of the United States. Lincoln was opposed to the spread of slavery. He was elected to be the 16th President in 1860. Lincoln is most known for his speech titled The Gettysburg Address that he issued on November 19, 1863. Only a few days after the Civil War ended, with a Union victory, Lincoln was assassinated by John Wilkes Booth. Next is General Ulysses S. Grant. Grant was born April 27, 1822 in Ohio. He too attended West Point and served in the Mexican-American War. President Lincoln made Grant commander of all Union armies when he saw all the success he was having in the West. Grant is known for his victories at Shiloh and Vicksburg. Grant accepted the Confederate surrender made by Robert E. Lee at Appomattox in April of 1865. Grant later became President of the United States in 1872. Now, let's see what you can remember. Who was the United States President during the Civil War? Abraham Lincoln. What Confederate general was made commander of the Confederate Army but had to surrender to Ulysses S. Grant in 1865. The answer, Robert E. Lee. What Confederate leader gained a famous nickname after the First Battle of Bull Run? Thomas Stonewall Jackson. Who became the President of the Confederate States of America? Jefferson Davis.